I got a DM on Twitter. You kids know what that is? You know what a DM is? So, it was a video of Conor McGregor playing roulette. But the title says, the caption, he sends me the video, but then the remark that he makes is, I think this is proof that Conor McGregor is never going to fight again. So I watched the video. I have no idea how we got to that conclusion. It was Conor looking like he was playing something. I actually couldn't tell what he was playing. And somebody asked him a question with a camera, and he answered the question. Conor was quite a gentleman. I don't know how we got to the conclusion that he's not going to fight again. However, I do think that topic is fair game. It's certainly not what we've been told is going to happen with Conor. We know nothing. We know there's no match, there's no against Chandler, there's no 155 pounds or 170 pounds, there's no training camp at Big Bear, they're in the middle of, nothing that we've been told is accurate. That's okay. That's okay. There's two kinds of stories, guys. There's only two. You got fiction and nonfiction. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just sharing for you that it looks like other people are now catching on. And very seldomly, and when I say very seldomly, your attempt would be a grand total of never. Sometimes it happens, but your goal is for never. You want to tell both guys, right? If one guy had a secret, you don't tell the other guy. You either protect this or you work on this or you figure out how you're going to solve this, but you don't need to share information. The sharing and or not sharing of information is quite literally the definition of a business, aside, of course, from making sure you have an entity that can be repetitive where your profits exceed your expenditures. Other than that, the protection of information is what makes it a business. So at some point, Chandler is going to wake up and realize, I don't have a fight coming up with Conor, which means I don't have a fight coming up at all. I'm a prize fighter. I got a family. I mean, right, it's going to be one of those situations at some point. But what does happen? And why? Why not? Why is that not happening? Seems like a really good idea to me. Seems like a really good match to me. And what else would you like to see Chandler do? And do you believe that Conor will come back, but against somebody else, right? I mean, that's where it gets tough. I mean, that's where you do start to speculate, well, maybe he's just not coming back. I can't think of a better opponent. I can't think of something I'd like to see more. I can't think of anything that's got more wind behind it than Chandler. So if we're not doing Chandler, are we just not doing this? In all fairness, that would be on the table. Be a very light prediction. Don't bet too much on that. But you'd have very good reason to look at it. As the days go by, they're turning into weeks. Those weeks are turning into months. And there is definitely things that are off. And they do have an ability to have long-term effects, right? I mean, it's a domino. You get one to fall, or you get one that doesn't fall. It affects so many different things. So whatever Conor's thing is and whatever is going on there, right? And we don't have a ton of information, guys. We were told there's something about a TV show that was being filmed. I think that's behind us. But we were also told there was a training camp set up at Big Bear that did not happen. We were also, what else? What else were we told that turned out to be true? You want to know what we've never got an update on? Is the leg. We've been given information on injuries that we never should have. We should have zero information. But that's never actually happened. We always have the information. Prohaska's shoulder, worst we've ever seen, right? We never should have had that, but we do have that. Oliveira out, minor injury. We never should have known that, but we do know that. We watched Conor's injury happen. We didn't watch Prohaska's happen. We didn't have any idea his shoulder hurt. We didn't watch Oliveira's happen. We don't have footage of that. We watched Conor's. We know that happened. But we didn't follow up on it. We don't know that it's healed. We've seen some videos from the gym. We've heard different things. We've seen some training. Instagram's pretty effective. Right? A picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm just sharing for you. There's a lot of information that we don't have. A lot. And at some point, it's not going to be us. It's not going to be us that's asking. It's going to be Chandler. Chandler's going to look around and go, hey, I'm working really hard. I got prepared for something, and I was told, and I'm kind of counting on, and I understand things changed. I'm not mad at anybody, but I would like a different opponent. I mean, right, at some point, he's going to ask those questions. And if those questions happen to come up simultaneous, I got to stop. I got to stop. I've got to stop. But I did get a DM. And for the first time ever, I had somebody asking me or portraying for me that they're starting to see the writing on the wall and that Conor might never fight again. I don't think the fact that he was sitting in a beautiful red jacket and nice enough to answer a stranger's question in some form of a gambling hall is evidence of that. However, nothing else that we were told is true turned out to be. These really aren't our questions. He doesn't need to fight. We'd like him to. But it does affect an opponent who hasn't done anything wrong. So whatever information there is out there, whether we're entitled to it or not, in my own opinion, we're not. But we are entitled to the outcome of that information, which if that means he's not going to train to fight, we've seen enough to know that he's not preparing to fight, at some point we do have to bring in Michael Chandler and inform him